Welcome back. So last time we have seen how to use different data sets after labeling them, and in previous lecture we have been going through different steps in which we have seen how to collect the data set and then labeling all the elements of a data set which we have collected so far. Okay, so in today's lecture we have to go through another very important topic, which is called the train and test data splitting. Okay, so once we have selected our data set, what is the second step after it? We have to split it into the train and test directories such that we will train our model with the train data set and then evaluate the performance of the developed model on the basis of the test data set. Okay, so in order to do it, let us first discuss the data which we have created ourselves, and in discussing that data set, let us have a data here in our data folder, which is composed of some jewelry images in it. Okay, as we have already labeled it by using our commands which were in the OS libraries. Okay, os.rename. So some of the files are negative. We call them negative underscore 1 2 3 4 5 up to negative underscore 77, and some were positive here, and those were up to positive underscore 78. Okay, so there were total 155 files here. Okay, so now we can clearly see here that here we have some files which are neither splitted into train set nor in test set. Okay, so let us first split them into the train and test data sets. So in order to split them into the train and test data sets, first let's import some directories. So the first directory here is the so that is the markdown section, and let me use the code section here. So importing the libraries here, import os is our first directory here. After it, let me import the directory here, which is the pandas. Okay, pandas is the important library which we have seen that can be used in many data manipulation tasks which we have done earlier. Okay, so after it we are going to discuss another very important directory which is called Shutil. Okay, Shutil is one of the very important directories which is used for moving or copying the data set from one location to another. If you want to create your own data set, then it will be very handy for you to use the Shutil data set along with the os can give you some very similar operation, just like in the Shutil directory or in Shutil module. This is a built-in module. Okay, this is not the library, this is a built-in module in the with the Python. So it can also be used just like the OS, but it has some very specific functionalities which can be used in many data manipulation tasks. Okay, so after it we are going to use another library or another module. Sorry, this is again not a library, that is called a Glob. Glob is a module inside the Python which is used for accessing any file with some names in it, or accessing some file in which some names are associated. Okay, so importing Glob here, and after it let me import some important module here, and that is the random module. Okay, that is again another important module. So now let me run it. When I will run it, let me see that it is correct or not. Yes, it is correct. Okay, so after it let me use the path again, my specific path here. So again using the same path here. Okay, here. Okay, and over the desktop we have our file which is named as data. Okay, so we have been using this overall path here. So let me convert my path into this one, and after it let me see the current working directory. Okay, So the current directory, working directory, is the similar one which I have used. Okay, so that is the current working directory. So after it, as I have moved inside my directory, now what I have to do, I have to divide my positive and negative images into the train and test directories. So the train directory, let me use here. So inside of it, train directory here will be composed of positive and negatives. Similarly, test directory here again will be composed of positive and negative images. Okay, so these are the images, and inside these there were some other directories. We have some subdirectories which were positive and negative. Similarly, in test directory we will have a positive and a negative directory here. So let us first create these directories. So first of all, let me see either the directory is available or not. If not, os dot path dot is directory, and what I have to see, let me see that. Okay, train, if it is not available in my path, okay, so what I have to do, I have to make the list of directories. Okay, so os dot make does, and what will be the directory here, that will be the train, and inside the train I will have positive. Okay, similarly os dot make does, again train, and inside the trains we will have negative directory. Okay, os dot make does. Now the test directories, and positive here, and os dot make does. Now again the test directory, and inside it I will have negative. Okay, so that's what will create the directories inside my path here. So now let me run it, and after running it, let me go towards my data file here, and here I can easily see that the directories have been created with the same names as positive and negatives. Similarly, it is the test directory. In train directory, the similar two folders or directories have been created. Now what is the next task? We have to sample these images, and we have to move them inside the test and then negative or positive images. Similarly, inside the train, negative positive images. Okay, so what should be the criteria for picking up the train or test images? So in order to create the test directory, most of the data sets use 10% of the overall data set as the test directory, and 90% of that is usually used for the train directory. Similarly, 20% is of the directory, 24% of the data set is also used for the testing purposes, while 80% can also be used for the testing purposes. Here we are going to use the 10% of the overall data set as a test data set, and the other 90% will be used for the training purposes. Okay, so in order to do it, the 10% of 155 is almost 15, so we are going to put 7 images into the test negative directory and 8 in the test positive directory. So in order to do it, what we have to do first, what will be the approach? We will have to move inside the directory. Okay, we will have to move inside this directory and have to sample have to sample 7 negative images, and similarly sample 8 positive images randomly from the overall data sets. Okay, so what are the commands here which will be used for this purpose? So in order to use it, I will use a command which is called the random.sample. so for I in random.sample, what is to sample? So here we have a directory or module, so which tells me that you have to sample all the images which starts with the let me use positive here. Okay, and positive with one or many other items with it. Okay, so static is for one or many other items with it. Okay, so that is for globe. And how many images or positive images should I have to choose? These are 8. Okay, so after choosing them, what I have to do, I have to take those random samples and put them inside the test/positive images. Okay, so for it I can use another directory here, which is the Shutil. So Shutil.move, I have to move I images inside the directory which is the test/positive. Okay, so that is the command for moving the ith images inside the positive one. Okay, so after it, the same can be used for the other images as well. So let me copy it. Okay, so let me copy it and use it now for the negative parts, because all the images or all the files which starts with the negative or whatsoever is contained after the negative will be sampled by this command. And as I have told you, I will take 7 out of these and will put them inside the negative. Okay, this is the second command. After it, let me take them again, copy them again, copy both of them. And now for the train set, let me call it train, the same positive, and for positive the remaining images are now 40, 70 will be in the positive train directory and 70 will be in the negative. So let me copy 70 here, train positive, and similarly 70 will be here. Okay, so now this is the complete solution for sampling and moving my data samples inside the folders which I have created. So let me run it. Okay, so as we can see that it has run without any error. So let me move inside my data folder, and I can see that all the data which was previously here has been transferred or moved inside the directories. So let us first go inside the train directory. So in train directory we have negative and positive. So in negative directory we have these images. So when I will put something here, I can easily see that there are 70 items here which is visible here. Okay, these are the random samples. Similarly, inside the positive we again have 70 items, okay, which are all starts with the positive character. Okay, this character or this string is the positive string. After it, whatsoever it is, so the initial some characters are positive, so it has sampled it. Similarly, inside the test I can easily see here that there in positive directory we have sampled 8 random images and sent them here. So these are also here. Okay, and similarly in negative we have 7 images here which were again sampled randomly from the overall data set. So that is all about the data set creation and then moving our images or data, all the data sets, even if these are images or audio files or some text files, these can be taken out and then moved inside the directories which have been created. So that's it for the creating the train and test data sets, and after it we will go towards the scikit-learn and keras library and see that how to create test and train data samples in that libraries. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself and